welcome to my channel. I have been a photographer for over 10 years and have traveled worldwide and throughout the United States to over half of the US. I absolutely love traveling and photography. One thing that I wanted to learn early on when I became passionate about photography is what I needed to pack for a trip. Now my camera gear over the years has grown quite a bit, but I'm going to show you a way that you can pack everything into one carry-on and be ready to go for any type of photo opportunity that comes up. First, I'm going to show you some of my camera gear that I use and the backpack that I love and have been using for years. This is the Brevite, hopefully I'm saying it right, backpack. It's awesome because it has little pockets inside, little sections where you can put all of your photography gear inside. See, I'm already packed up with a bit. I'm going to take those out and show you each item at one time. But I love this backpack. It is great. It holds all of my camera gear. I have never had any trouble with camera gear being damaged or being able to take this backpack as a carry-on because that's essential. I cannot say enough great things about this backpack. It has that camera section, then it has another pocket up here, which is awesome. And then it has, see, there's this pocket. And then it has a pocket for a laptop, and I almost always bring my laptop with me as well so that I can upload photos to my computer to make sure that if anything crazy happens with my camera card, I have them in a safe and secure place. So this is number one item that I always bring when I go on my trips. Number two item that I always bring is my Sony camera. I have the Sony 7 III or 7 III. I love this camera. I have been using it since 2020 and I have a variety of lenses that I use, and I always bring this Sony lens. It's the 28-70 E-mount. It's actually the one that came with the camera, but I've been very impressed with the photos that it takes. I think it's awesome and it's the perfect camera. It's not too heavy, not too bulky. I think it's great for travel. I will sometimes travel with another lens, but honestly, this is the lens that I use for majority of my trips, and I'm always really happy with the results. If I wanted some photos where I know I want more of a zoom, then I'll bring my lens that goes up to 210. But for most of my shots, this really suffices. Okay, this next one is kind of more of a fun one. Most of the time I bring it at this point, but sometimes I don't if I don't have room. This is my Sony a6000 camera, and you'll notice that this lens looks like an Oreo. This is a kind of a new purchase for me. Before I went to a trip to Ireland, I was considering bringing my film camera, which I do love, but I very rarely bring because for me personally, I'm concerned about bringing the film. I know they can hand check it. Also, the size of my film camera is quite large, so it's just kind of hard to fit in this bag, and like I said, I'm trying to pack compactly in one bag. So I found a solution, again, not film, so some of y'all may hate this, but this camera is very small, very thin, and this lens takes photos that have a fun film effect. It's from Retropria, and it's kind of a newer company, but I tried the lens. It was super cheap, maybe like 40 bucks, and I've been very happy with the results that I've gotten. So I find that it's really fun to take harbor pictures with this. I like that film effect, sometimes with architecture too. That's when I tend to use this camera. Obviously, I'm a Sony girl, if you can't tell, so no hard feelings if you're a Canon or Nikon person, but that's just me. The next camera on my list that I bring is my DJI, my drone. It's great. I also have one with the remote. I know there's some that have the phone remote, but this is the one that I have. I have been using this one for several years. The only times I've had problems with it are when it's disconnected. That's definitely happened to me over the mountains and by the ocean. And I kind of have a moment of sheer panic, but it ends up being okay. So just make sure wherever you travel that you're following local protocol and rules, but yeah, this is another thing that's almost always in my camera bag when I travel. The next camera that I have in my bag when I travel is a camera that I just bought recently after seeing all the hype about it. And this is an Insta360 Go. It's a 3S. It's so cool. It's such a tiny camera, so you can just like pop this button on this side right here and it will take the camera out. I also have one of the attachments it came with, so you can stick this on different surfaces to take videos or pictures. And then this item, you can wear it as a necklace and then stick your camera on it and get some really cool action shots. I also have this invisible selfie stick, which I haven't really tried much yet, ironically, but I've seen some really cool footage taken with it. This is a great little camera if you're looking to get some action shots while you're biking or hiking or kayaking. I've used it for all of those purposes, and it's nice even discreetly if you're like on a tour or something. I took a solo trip to Iceland and went on a few tours, and I didn't want to be obnoxious with like a big camera, and so I would just press a button and record the tour while I was on it. So this is a great little camera and it's pretty compact. I have this travel case for it. It has a charger inside and some of the other items that I showed you. Didn't pack this the best, I'll fix that later. Yeah, this is the size of the case, just so you can see, and I'll put a link for this one as well. Next camera that I like to bring, I promise I'm coming to the end of cameras soon. This is my Papershoot camera. I really got into Papershoot like about a year and a half ago. I think this camera is super fun. It's tiny. This one's pretty beat up at this point, but it's really fun because it also takes film-esque photos. I will say the quality is not very good. If you're looking for film type photos with the same quality where you can shoot in JPEG and RAW, then I would definitely recommend the Retropia. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but I'll put a link below. This one just shoots JPEG, but the pictures are really fun. I will show some pictures. And then along with that camera, I have a bunch of different cards that you can put inside to change the styles. So there's like a Polaroid style. There's one where you can record videos in slow-mo, time-lapse. This is a double exposure effect card and a classic film. This is the one that's in my camera right now. Again, not a professional grade camera. It's just fun and it's easy to carry around. I also just carry it in my purse sometimes when I'm out and about here locally. So then I always have some spare batteries with me because it runs on batteries and can run out really quickly if you're shooting a lot of pictures. So that's the next thing that I have in my camera bag. And I'm getting to some accessories here that I also keep in my camera bag when I'm traveling. Of course, we have extra camera cards because you don't want not having enough space on your camera to ruin your ability to get that shot. I also have extra drone batteries. I have my charger for my Sony 6000. I have an extra battery for my Sony 7 III or 7 III. I have my camera battery or camera charger, and I have a couple of these. I won't show all of them. I have a clutch charger. This one is actually for my phone, which I also use for pictures and videos. I just can't show that to you because I'm recording with it. But yeah, this is a great charger to have. Really needed this several times, especially when traveling around Europe and taking a lot of video on my phone and pictures on my phone. And so this has literally come in clutch. Sorry if that made you cringe. I couldn't resist. This is also great. This is an adapter. This is where you can insert your camera card and then plug it directly into your phone. So I always travel with this as well. A cloth to clean off my camera lens, just in case I need it. I have a series of tripods. This is a camera tripod. Not the best, but again, my goal is carry on if I can. And I have my Insta360 Go invisible selfie stick. Last thing, this really depends on where you're going for vacation. So when I was in Iceland, this was essential. And anytime I'm wanting to do a water activity, this again is essential. A dry bag. I cannot tell you how much this saved me and my camera gear when I was, especially in Iceland, because there's a lot of beautiful waterfalls and I went kayaking in a glacier lagoon. I wanted to be able to get some cool shots, but I did not want to risk it being destroyed by the water. So I highly recommend a dry bag. that's about it for my camera gear. I'm gonna do a little video to show you how I pack it all up. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I realized that I failed to mention my soft cases that I keep my cameras in. That just kind of protects them from any water. And if I put them in a separate bag, like a backpack that I carry, sometimes that isn't this, when I'm traveling around, then I like to keep it in a soft case. So I'll also link that below in the description. Right, and that is a wrap. That is my typical camera gear packing for most of my trips. Again, sometimes I switch out my Sony 6000 camera, or I remove the drone and put in my film camera, but for the most part, those are the essentials that I bring on almost all of my trips, and I've never had any problems with carry-on. Again, this backpack is great, has protected my gear, and I love that that backpack is full of all of that gear, and yet I still have room for my laptop, my Kindle, my cosmetics, or anything else I need to put in, snacks for sure, because food. I would love to hear in your comments below what you pack, what your camera gear is for trips, and I have linked many of these items below so that you can go ahead and take a look at them or explore. Maybe you're looking to invest in new camera gear or a new backpack for travel. Regardless, I hope this was helpful. And one more thing. Featured above is some of my landscapes that I've taken. So yeah, you can check those out too on my Etsy store. And I'll see you next time.